Hi everyone, so welcome back to Developer Coding. So in today's video, we're going to build a dashboard with the role manage access. So we can have an admin role, a user role. As an admin, we can perform all the action, and a member, we can perform limit some action only. So let me show what the demo look like. So as you can see right here, this is the dashboard that right now currently this user is a user member. So you can see that he can read only his information only, and he can edit only his basic information, which such as a username only. So let me show you what the admin look like. So right now, if the I'm gonna log in as an admin instead. So admin right here, and then I am logged in. So right now this is an admin. So if an admin navigate to the member page, he can list all of the user. So you can see right here, you can list all of the user inside the apps, and then he can create the user, like say create an email and password for them to log in, and then he can edit information such as basics, account, or advanced and things like that. So this is the role of the admin. So I'm so excited to show you how to build this one. So let's get started. So before we doing that, you need to go into the GitHub repository and then clone this one. So because I have created a boilerplate and everything that's needed already, so then we can just focus on the role path, role access path. And all right, so once you clone this one, you need to run npm install and npm start. So once you do that, you will see something like this. So right now I'm going to show you what the demo look like as of now when you clone. So when you log in into this one, you will see the dashboard. We have the member right here. This is where the admin can create the user, and the user can only read their information only. And we have also a to-do page as well. All right, so this is what you get when you clone a project. All right, so let's do that. Let's start coding. So when you clone the project, the first thing first that you need to do, you need to fill out all the information that needed for Supabase to be working. So this information right here, the API URL, anon key, and then service role. Notice that the service role right here, I do not add the next public. So which means that the service role right here will not expose into the client. So we want to keep this one run on the server only. That's why we do not do next public. All right. So and please go ahead and do that. So if you don't know where you find it, so you can go into the Supabase, the project that you just create, and then you can go to API, and then you will find all the information here. Okay. And also I have done authentication and page protection already. So if you want to know how to do that, you can go into this video. So because this video I focus on how to set those things up. So for this part, we can just skip that and then focus on the role management. Okay. All right. So enough with that. So the first thing first that you need to do once you complete this one already, and the next thing is what you need to do, you need to go into so we make sure you set up this one, and then we need to create a developer user. Okay, so why do we need to create a developer user, and what is it? So our system is the dashboard that allow only user to log in only. As an admin, we want to create a user account for the user, and the user can do log in only. We don't want one can just come over our dashboard and register and use it, right? So that's why we need to have an dev account first. So for that, as a developer, we can create an admin account for them later. So in order to do that, you can go into the authentication, and then you can create a new user. And right here, you can give any whatever email you want. Just make sure that invalid email, and then you can give a password from the minimum is 6 characters. So right, that's why I create an email right here, dave@gmail.com right here, which is a Dave email. So then we can use this one to right now to work on this one, and later on we can remove this one later. Okay. All right, so right now I have created this one already. Make sure you do that. And for the login right here, we have created as well. We finished this one. Okay, which really nice. So right now let's focus on the create user service role right here. And to do that, let's go into create right here. Right now we can create an email and things right here. So for that, we can go into the apps, and then go dashboard and member, and then let's go to component, and then we have to create, and we have the create form right here. So as you can see, we have this one right here. All right, right now we can just one thing that we can just focus is on the submit right here. This is the function that submit all of the form that we have right here. Okay, so and then we're gonna call to create member function. So right now it's let actually, if I try to create this one, so admin@gmail.com. So that we try to create an email, and this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this name right here, let's say admin1. And then we click on this one. Okay, password do not match. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Once again, 1 2 3 4 5 6. And the role, it should be admin, and then we click on submit. So you can see we have all this information. So then we can use this one to create a user. All right, so to do that, we're gonna go into the create user, create member right here, and then we going to uncomment the use server right here. So all right, so the first thing first that we're gonna do, I'm gonna write all of the checklists that we need to do. First, we need to create account. That you create an email, create a user, create password for the user, and after that we need to create the member, insert the member information, and then also we need to insert into the permission table as well. Okay, we're gonna create the permission table, so we need to do this one. So for that, the first thing first we need to do, we need to create the table for the permission member, and then the permissions table right here. Okay, so let's do that. So come back here and then go into table and new table. I'm going to create this one. It's going to be member table, and we're gonna have an ID, which is gonna be the UUID, this one, and we don't want this to be auto generate. Okay, and then for this one we're gonna have a name, and then the value of this one is gonna be text, and it is not nullable. Okay, and I guess that's pretty much it as of now. So because this is a simple dashboard right now, we have only field of the user, the name only, but if you work on a real dashboard, you can probably add more field right here. Okay, so the next thing is we're gonna have the permission. So we have permission table, the ID is gonna be the UUID as well, auto generate this one. And for this one, we're gonna have the role of this one, and the role is going to be a text. So we're gonna have this one, and this is not gonna be nullable. And then we're gonna have the status of the user, whether this user is active or resigned from our company or our platform and things like that. So we have the status, and another thing is we're gonna have the member ID, because we will link this user the permission to the user. Okay, so we're gonna have the member ID, and the member ID is not nullable, and it will be a relational to the member table, which is gonna be ID, and we're gonna cascade this one. So if the member is deleted, the permission is deleted as well. Okay, so right now we hit save this one, so we should be able to have this table. So right now let's going back here. So for that, first thing first that we need to do, we need to create an admin service that, for example, for the create account right here, we need to have the user service role key. So that's why we need to have the user service role right here. So for that, let's go into the Supabase, go into index. So right now we have the create client right here, but I want another one. So which is going to be, I'm going to copy this one right here. And then for this one, instead of Supabase, I'm gonna do create Supabase admin right here. Okay, Supabase admin. And then for this one, we need to create an admin. We can go to the documentation, and then for this one, you can see we can go to the auth admin to set up. We need to this one. So I'm gonna just copy and paste this one. So first we need to import this create client from Supabase right here, and then we're gonna have this one right here. So all we need to do, we can just return this one right here. So for this one, we're gonna do the get a key. It's gonna be process dot env. So let's go into our sample env. I'm gonna open this one. So we need gonna be public this one. So process dot env dot this one, and another one is gonna be the service role key. So process dot env dot, and which is gonna be the service role right here. Okay. So I'm hit save this one. I'm gonna do this one. Oops. Wrong place, so this one is not going to be, so we prevent the type error right here. Okay, so right now we have the Supabase admin, so we can just copy and paste this one, and let's call this one. So Supabase admin, and then we're gonna do a wait on this one, and then we're gonna have the Supabase is gonna be equal to this one. And all right, let's see. Okay, I need to import this one. Create Supabase admin. So this one will auto import for me. So right now we have the Supabase, and then we can use this one to create a user. Make sure I spell it right. Supabase. Yeah, Supabase right here. And so to create account, we're gonna do supabase.auth.admin.create user. All right. So this one we're gonna have an email, and the email we'll get it from here. It's gonna be, I think we can just call it from here. It's gonna be data. Oops. We're gonna pass the data right here, and the type of this one will be from the create form. So for that, I'm gonna hold on this one, and then I'm gonna copy everything from here, and then I will pass this one as a type of this data. Okay. All right. So for the email of this one, we're gonna data.email, and then we need to have the password, and the password is gonna be data.password as well. And one more thing that we need to do is we need to email confirm is gonna be true. So when we create an email like this, so the user no need to confirm the email and things like that. So we can just confirm for them already. And the next thing is we're gonna have the user metadata, and then we're gonna pass a role for this one as well. It's gonna be data.role. Okay, so we have this role, and let's have the result. So it's gonna be create result, and for this one we can check if create result, and scroll down, create result dot error. Oops. Okay, yeah, I think for this one we need to do the await right here. That's why this one it's auto for me. So then we can remove this one. So if dot message, if there's a message, so we can just return the JSON dot stringify create result. Okay, so if we have an error, so we don't want to do anything else, so we can just return. And then if there's no error, so then we can do insert into the member table. So we're gonna do Supabase dot auth, not auth, not dot from. This is gonna be a member table dot insert. And for this one, so we're gonna have the names only. So the name is going to be data.name, and then we're gonna have the ID, which is gonna be create result .data.user.id right here. So we need to get an ID to pass it right here. That's why I do not do the auto generate inside the member table. And then we're gonna have the await right here, and then we can have like a member result, this one, and then we can do the same thing. I can just copy this one, and for this one we can, instead of member result, it's member result like this, and then we can return the member result right here. Okay. So right now, if we create this one successfully, we're gonna insert into the permission. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna call this one, and instead of member we can do the permission, and for the ID we do not this one, so instead of the ID, this one is gonna be member.id instead, and then we're gonna have the role of this one is gonna be data.role. And lastly is going to be status, which status is going to be data.status. All right, great. So right now, and this one we're going to have the permission result. And all right, so oops. And then what we can do, we can just return if there's an error, so we can return this one. Okay, so we can do return JSON start stringify, stringify the permission.error right here, a permission result right here. All right, so right now we have this one, so let's actually try and call this one from our form right here. So on the submit right here, we can pass the data. We can pass the data. So right here I'm going to use the transition, so then we can get the state from the server. So I'm going to use transition right here. And for the use transition right here, we're gonna have is pending, and then we're gonna do start transition on this one. So, and then I'm gonna copy this one, start transition, and then we can call create member inside here. So it's gonna be create member, and then we have data. This one should be create member. No. And then we can have the await. Since we have await, then we can do the asyncs right here. Okay. All right. So right now we have this data. So we're gonna have the result from here. Either we're gonna have the error or not. So we can check this one. So we can check if the result, and then we need to pass this one first. Okay. Cons. So it's gonna be JSON dot pass, and then we're gonna have the result right here, and then this one we can access the error, and right here we can check if the error dot message, if there's an error, and we have the message of it, so then we can toss this one. So all right, so I'm gonna cut this one, and then we can do it right here, L if there's no error. And then we can paste this one as well, and then I'm going to cut this one, and then if there's no error, we want to close the trigger that we just create. Okay, and then right here we can just do errors dot message, And then for this one, we can just remove the description, and then we can just call this one right here, successfully create user. Okay, successfully create a user. And this one is going to be, instead of successfully, it's going to be failed to create user. Failed to create member. I think failed to create member probably better name right here. So we copy this one and copy this one. And as for the pending, we can scroll down right here. I think, okay, yeah, we have this animation right here. So this one is going to be, is pending. Okay, great. So right now, let's go back in here and hope everything is okay. So right now, if I log out, so make sure I log in with the dev account right here. I'm logged in with my dev account and I go to the member. So let's go into create right here. So let's try to create a user. So right now I try to create an admin. So it's going to be admin.gmail.com and the password is going to be 123456 and 123456. And this one for the user is going to be, let's say admin1. And then the role is going to be admin. The status is going to be active. Let's try to submit this one. So you can see we successfully create member. Okay. All right. So to confirm that, if we come back here, you can see we have the role of an admin with this and then also we have the member right here with the ID, this one. And then also if you look at the authentication, we should be able to see this user right here. Very nice. So right now we successfully create a user. So the next thing is that we're going to do is we're going to log in with that admin and then try to prevent the user, let's say, from accessing this one. So as you can see, this component right here should be accessible from by the admin only, right? Let's actually try to create another user. So user 1@gmail.com 123456 and 123456. And then for the user right here, we're gonna name is gonna be a user 1 and a role is gonna be user. Let's try to submit this one again, which is really nice. All right, so right now we successfully do this one, and then so right now let's try to prevent from the non-admin user try to call this one. Okay, so right now inside, go back into our function. Let's go action right here. So the way that I do that is I'm going to, on top right here, I'm going to call read user session. So I'm going to call function read user session, and then I'm going to do await this one, and then we can get the session from here. So we can destructure from here. We're going to have a data, and the data is going to be user session, right? And so right here I can check if the user dot sessions dot user metadata dot role is not equal to admin. Okay, so we wanted to prevent something. So as you can see, when we create user, we will pass a role, right? So right here we can check that role when we call this function. So if it's not equal admin, so we're gonna return them with the error, not the console.log error. It's gonna be error, and then right here we're gonna pass an object. It's gonna be message. You are not allowed to do this. Okay, so right now we can try to prevent this. If you look at the confirm again, so all right, so right now, okay, I see. So right now we need to this one we need to JSON stringify this one. All right, so the reason that if we do this one, because this one will send from the server, so we need to pass as a string, and then in the server we need to pass it back. Okay, so right now we have this one, and let's actually try this one. So right now this is, I am not an admin, right? This user is not an admin. If I want to try to create a user again at gmail.com, and then 123456, and then 123456, and then the user is going to be user 2, and let's actually submit. So you can see, let's say that I'm not allowed to perform this action. So this is how to prevent the non-user, non-admin from call this one. And another thing is that for the non-admin, so we should not be able to let them see this information, right? So we should block them from seeing this. We should not render this one. All right, so to do that, let's go into our page. So inside our page right here, we can read the session, and then we can block the admin from doing this one. Or since the session right here is read from this right here, so we can pass this one and the state Shadcn state, and then we can prevent that, or we can just read it again. Maybe inside this page right here, I'm going to try and read this one again. I think maybe let's actually do with Shadcn instead. So use Shadcn to inside the server state. Okay, so for that, let's go into Shadcn and get start installation. So we can do with npm. So I'm going to copy this one, and then let's do this one. Let's do npm install. Oops, not this one. So npm install Shadcn. All right, so right now we are installing Shadcn. So we're gonna work with TypeScript. So I'm gonna copy and paste this one, and then let's go into the lib folder. I'm gonna create a store folder right here, and inside the store right here, I'm gonna create the user.ts. Okay, so then I can paste this one, and so for this one, instead of bare state, we can do it as a user state, and then this one we can have the value of the user. And so with the user, we're gonna have the user types from this one, or initially this one can be null. So I'm gonna do null right here, and then this one is gonna be the user state, and this one is gonna be a user, and it's gonna be null. Instead of use bare store, it's gonna be use user store. Okay. So for that, we can do export on this one, and then we can use this user store right here. So first, when we call on the layout, so because this is the layout of the dashboard, so before we go into each page of the member and things like that, we also we call this one as well. So before that, so I think we can do something like this. So in use user store, use user store dot set states, and then so we're gonna have the user. So this one is gonna be the user session. Session is this is gonna be the user, so we want to set this one. All right, so right now we set this one, then inside this one, so we can use the user store dot get state, and then we can do dot user, and then we can have the user right here. Okay, so this is the option one that we can do with Shadcn. Another option that you can do actually read the session again inside this page. I think either way it feels still fine. So I'm gonna show you how to do this one, and then all right. So right now we have this one, so then we can check if the user is admin or not. So we can do user is going to be equal to not user, it's gonna be is admin is gonna be equal to user dot user metadata. User metadata, and then we're gonna do dot role is equal to admin. Okay, so it means like the user is admin. So if the user is admin, so we need to not render this one. Okay, so if the user is admin, so I can cut this one, and then we prevent this one from rendering. So right now, if you're going back right here, so right now I'm not an admin, so that's why I cannot see this one. So if I lock out this one again, and then let's try to do it as an admin, and then we have this admin, and then lock in, so invalid credential. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let's do it again. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and lock in. Okay, I see the email right here. I misspelled this one, and try to log in. So you can see I'm logged in. If I navigate to member, I can be able to see this one since I am an admin. So right, very nice. So one thing that I can when I try to refresh this one, so you can see if I try to make save this one, and then as you can see this one it's not showing up, so unless I refresh again. So this one is due to happen because of the Shadcn state, but if you do this one on the production, it will not appear like that. So and then let's actually try to make sure that everything is working fine on production for the readings admin right here. So I'm going to show you again the problem. So for example, right now in development mode, you make some change and then you make save, Control S, and it will reload the server. And then the state here is gone. And as an admin, I cannot see this one unless I refresh back. So then I can see, okay? So this is happen only in the production development only. So let's actually test this one into production before we go into further. And then we can do run npm yarn build. So we try to build this one and see the same as in production as well. All right, so right now our build is complete. Let's actually run npm start. So now this is equivalent to the production. So I'm gonna I'm gonna try to close this one. Let's open this one again. So let's do sign out. Okay, so we're gonna sign out this one. So it's going back into the admin, and this one we're gonna do admin at gmail.com 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if we lock in this one, so and then if we go into member, so you can see it's still there. So if we refresh or whatever, we can still hear. So this is okay and equal in production. All right, so for that I just wanted to confirm on that one. So we can close this one, and then we can run the npm run dev and start our development again. All right, so another thing that if this is not working well for you, maybe you can try to do the same for this one. You can read the session instead. So we can read the user session, and then from here we can do the page protection right here. Okay, that's another way that you can do as well. Okay, all right, so right now we have this one. Okay, so right now only the admin can be able to see this one, which is really nice. So okay, all right, so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to log in back to the user and try to prevent some other things. So for example, only the edit right here, we wanted to only the admin to be able to see. So for that I'm gonna sign out of this one, and then let's use the user. I'm not sure what user that I have now. I have user 1. Okay, let's use this user1 at gmail.com, and then I'm gonna do 1 2 3 4 5 6, and let's do login. Close this one. Let's go to member. Okay, see, we cannot see that. So for the edit right here, let's do only show the basic only. All right, so for that, let's go into the member, and let's go to the edit form. Let's do the edit form right here. Really nice. So we need to pass is an admin to here. All right, so we did inside the edit member, and then in edit member will inside the list of member right here, right? So you go scroll down right here, you can see we have the edit member, and this place will be a server component. We can fetch this one. So same thing here, we can call to Shadcn. So use user store dot get state on this one. Oops, get state. Okay, make sure I get it right, and then we're gonna do dot user, and then inside here we're going to have the user. All right, so and then we can do check an admin as well. So and the same thing, I'm just gonna copy and paste this one, and then I come back here, and then we have an admin. So and then we can pass is edit member into here, is admin inside here. All right, is admin, I'm gonna pass to this one, and go into edit member, we're gonna pass is admin, and then is admin right here is going to be a boolean, and then we need to pass the is admin again inside here. Is admin is going to be equal to is admin, and so I can just copy and paste this one, go to the edit form, and then we can have the access the is admin right here. All right, so right now we have this is admin, so we can show only for the admin for the account right here. So we can do is admin and for this one, and then let's do this one right here. Okay, so right now we can see this one. Another one that we can do, we're gonna do is admin, and then we're gonna do and the table content of this one. So I'm gonna add the fragment of this one so we can have the table content, and let's actually hit save everything. So right now, if we go back, if I try to edit my own information, so right now I can edit only my basic info right here, which is really nice. So for that, let's actually do some styling to the basic edit right here. So right now we can do is admin. Oops, not this one. Do is admin. If it's admin, we show crit 3. L, we can just do critical ones only. Okay. And right now this should be able to make this one work. Okay, very nice. All right, great. So right now we are done with this one. So we are not showing the UI based on the role and things like that, but actually try to do reading the user and adding some permission to this one as well. So for that, first we need to go into this table, and for the member and then permission. So if you want to read that, so we can read, we need to enable policy for read. So we want to only allow user to read their information only. So we're going to go this one, and then it's going to be the, I think this one is a member, right? So it's going to be us equal to ID. All right, really nice. And another thing is for the policy, for permission for this one, and I think I'm gonna edit this one rather than delete. This is gonna be read. Save again, and for policy for permission, I'm gonna use this template, and we're gonna select read, and then this one is going to be the member ID only. All right, so they can read only based on the ID only. All right, so right now we have this one, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and cite the action and try to read the member. So we're going to scroll down here, so you can see I have this function already. So for this one, it's going to be really simple. So first we're going to call the create Supabase client, and then for this one we can get a Supabase, and then but we need to do the await right here, and then from here we can do Supabase dot from, so permission, and then we're gonna do select star, and then right here, since it is related to member table, so we can select the member as well, and then I'm gonna select star as well. And then let's actually do the await right here, and then return this one to the user. Okay, so we return this one, which is really nice. Okay, and another thing is since we read this one, we don't want it to be cached, so we're gonna call the unstable. I think unstable no store right here. Okay, all right. So right now we have this one. So let's actually call read this one. So go ahead and inside the list of member right here. And this is where we call this one. So right now we can later we can remove this one. We can call read member action, and this one is going to be await, and then so we can have right here, we're going to have the data, and the data of this one is going to be member. Okay, so we can have the member. Okay, instead, so member, we duplicate this one. So right now I'm going to remove this value right here, this one, and this one can be null, so that's why we can have this one, and this one we need to do an async, and then since we do the await right here. All right, so right now this should work, and let's go back inside here. So as you can see, we have all the information, but the information that we pass is wrong. I think this one is not not a member, it's going to be like a permission, right? And so for that, I'm going to create a type for it. Actually, let's console log this one first. Gonna be JSON dot stringify, and then member. So then I can see what it look like, the value. So then I can copy and paste all of the value that we have here. So I'm gonna copy this one, and then so we're going to create a type for it. All right. So with this one, I'm going to create another file called not inside here. This one gonna be a.json, and this one I just wanted to see the value of this one. Okay, all right, so right now we have this one, so I can copy this one, and then I can delete this one, and inside the libs right here I'm going to create another folder called types, and then this one is going to be the index.ts. So now we can export export type I permission is going to be equal to this one right here. Okay, maybe I can remove this one. Very nice. So then we can try to change the type of this one. This one is going to be string. This one is going to be string as well. And for the user right here, this one is going to be, yeah, this one is going to be a user or an admin. All right, and this one is going to be active or resign. And for the member ID right here, this one is going to be string, and this one is going to be a string as well. This date right here also a string, and the name right here is also a string as well. All right, so right now we have this one. So instead of the member, I'm going to change this one to permissions with the s, and then let's do this one as well. I can remove this one. And then this one, we can cast the type of the permission to the I permission that we just create. So for that, it's going to be .s I permission this one. And for the member right here, we're going to change this one to the permission instead. Okay, so we're going to do permissions. And right now we try to fix this one. So permission, not .name, permission .member .name. then permission.role, permission this one permission.role as well. Created add. So this one we can pass into the date type. So new date. And then we can cut this one. Oops. And then this one is going to be to a date string. Oops. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, I forgot to do dot right here. And then this one is going to be to dot date string right here. All right. So this one is going to be a permission, and permission created is going to be permission.status. And same thing here, and then same thing here. All right, so right now we are done with this one. If we're going back right here, we should be able to see this one. Really nice. So, and also if I am not an admin, I should not be able to delete as well. So for that, we can try to prevent this from happening. Is admin only, and then for the delete right here. Okay, all right, great. So right now we have this one, which is really nice. So right now let's actually going for the admin. So I'm logged out of this one. And let's do an admin at gmail.com. And let's log in. And then let's go into the member of this one. So you can see as an admin, I can see only my own information, which is wrong, right? I am an admin. I should be able to see all information of my user. So in order to do that is what we're going to do is we're gonna create a permission of this one that allow admin to read as well. So for that, we need to create a function to make this role security well easily. So I'm gonna create another function called is admin, and the return from this one is gonna be boolean, and we're gonna have the argument is gonna be user ID. The user ID that's gonna pass is gonna be the UUID. So we're gonna have the function right here. This is gonna be n. So what we're gonna do is we try to select the role, select a role from permission, where permission dot member dot ID is gonna be equal to the user ID that we have. Okay, and so when we select the role right here, we can check again if this one is gonna be equal, the role is gonna be admin, and then we can just return this one. So then we can return this one. Okay, and the next thing is we're gonna do is to show advanced setting, and then we scroll down, and then we choose the security definer. This is important because we wanted to this one to bypass role security level, and then we hit confirm this one. All right, so right now is admin is okay. Go back into the member, and then we can change update the policy of select right here. You can do or is admin. And then we're gonna do auth.uid right here. All right, hopefully I did not mess up anything, so I can just copy this one and hit review and hit save. Nice. And let's do that the same for this one as well. So it's gonna be all is admin, and then we're gonna do auth.uid. All right, so this is what we want. We hit save. And hopefully if we return back, we should be able to see two of it. Okay, so you can see right now I am an admin. I should be able to see both of this one, and not only that, I can see the delete as well. All right, so the next thing if we're gonna do is we're going to try to delete, work on the delete. So right now, before we do that, I'm going to cut this one and I create another component for it. And let's do the delete member.tsx. Let's do this one. And let's go back right here. So then we can cut this one, and we can replace everything right here. So this one is going to be to delete member. Okay. All right. For the delete member right here, this one is we're going to have the member ID or the user ID, which is going to be a string. All right, so right now we have this, I think this one is going to be user ID. All right, so for this one, we need to import this one, the button, and then also it's going to be the trash icon as well. Oops. All right, so for that, we're going to wrap this one around the form. Oops, around the form right here. And then we're going to have this one. And then this one, we're going to have the actions that's going to call on the onSubmit function. So for that, let's actually call right here. So I'm gonna do the on submit. I think maybe we can actually call the fun. Oh yeah, I think this one is gonna be fine. So this one, and then we can just call the on submit right over here. All right, let's actually go and see. So right now we have this one, so we need to convert this function right here into the client component. So we're gonna do use client. All right, great. Okay, so right now we have this user ID right here. So for that, we're going to go into the action first, and then we need to create a function, delete member by ID. This one is going to be really simple. So for the delete right here, we can check for this one, we can check for only the role admin only. So admin only to be called. And another thing is we can just call to Supabase, call to delete the member. Okay, so for the admin only, which is really simple, we can just check by calling this one. First, we need to check that, okay, this is an admin only. And then another thing is we're gonna do the delete account of the user. Delete account. So for the delete account, we can get it from here, which is the first one is we're gonna create an admin right here. Let's go and then let's see, where is it? Okay, this one. Okay, we're gonna call the Supabase. I think this one I'm gonna call the Supabase admin. And then inside the Supabase admin right here, I'm gonna do supabase.admins.os.admin.delete user, and then we need the user ID. Okay, we need the user ID, which is gonna be this one, the user ID right here. And then this one we can do a wait, and we're gonna have the result. So delete result is we're gonna equal this one, and then we can just do another check, the same thing as we checked right here. All right, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this one, and then we can copy and paste this one, and then we return L if there's no result. We can call another function from Supabase to insert into and delete the table as well. So with that, we can call, I think we can call an admin, or we can call from Supabase right here. So I think I can copy this one. And then from permission, I think this one is from member dot delete. Okay, and then we do dot delete right here, and then we can do dot permission, let's see, dot equal. Now this one is going to be an ID, which is going to be equal to user ID. All right, great. So if you want to return the result from here, we can just do the same thing. Con result, and then I think we can just copy and paste this one. Okay, so right now we have this one, and then we're gonna have the result. All right, so when we delete this one, first we check the role if this function is an admin who actually call. So when we complete that, we're going to call delete the account right here. So which is going to be the delete account from the user when they authenticate, which is this from this table. And then the next thing is we're going to delete it from here. All right. So before we calling that, we need to add some policy for deleting this one. So I think the same thing. We can go into this one and then delete this one, and then we can just do an admin only is admin, and then it's gonna be equal to os.uid. Okay, and then we can do authenticated, and then we can do delete right here. All right, so if you are an admin, you can do this one. So this one is delete. I can save this one and review and hit save. And another thing is gonna be the permission. This one, we can just paste this one, authenticate it, and then we can go to delete, and then we can change this one to delete as well. Okay. All right, so right now we successfully this one. So another thing that I would like to mention, as you can see, the reason that I add a policy because I use the Supabase client instead of the admin. So we could do the same things for this one. You can just call the Supabase admin to delete as well, so that you don't need to set up the policy. So either way, it should be fine. So this is like another way that I can show you if you were to add some policy to the table. All right. So right now we are done with this one. For the delete member, we can call to delete member by ID. And then this one, we're going to have the user ID right here. And then for this one, we need to pass the user ID to it as well. The user ID. And this one is going to be permission dot member dot ID as well. Okay. All right, so right now we can do the weights right here, and then I think I can just copy and paste. I think I have done this one before inside the component of sign down, probably the same thing as this one. So maybe I can copy this one. So we need to use transitions, so then we can have like some state and for this one, and then we can start transitions. And then we can paste this one inside, and then we're gonna do an async this one, and then we can have the result, and then we can check if I think this one we can do something like this: JSON dot pass the result that we have here, and then we can have this one, so we can check if result.error message if we have this one. So this one we need to make sure that the key exists. But if there's an error, so we're gonna do a toss them, and with the title is gonna be fail to delete. Okay, and else of this one we're gonna do toss dot we're gonna successfully delete. Okay, all right, so this one should be okay. So right now let's going back, let's actually try to delete the user, refresh this one, delete this one, so you can see successfully delete. But this one is not gone. The reason is because inside our action right here, if we go into the we need to revalidate the pass as well. So inside here, we need to do revalidate the pass, and the pass is gonna be dashboard / member. Okay, and then make sure I'm gonna copy this one, and we're gonna do the same for create as well. Okay, so right now if we refresh this one, so you can see we have the result, and but let's actually try again. So user, and then we're gonna do at gmail.com 123456 123456, and then we have user one, and the role is going to be user, and submit create. So you can see we have this user, and if I delete this one, so you can see it's gone and update for us as well. All right, that's pretty great. So the next thing is we're going to focus on the edit right here. All right, so for the edit right here, you can see there will be 3 functions that we're gonna do. So we're gonna update the basics info, and then we're gonna update the user account, which is an email and a password, and then we're gonna edit advanced like role and active status and things like that. All right, so let's do that. So in order to do that, the first thing first that we're gonna do is we are gonna go inside the this one right here, so list of table, and then we're gonna have the is edit right here. So we want to pass all of the information from here into the edit member. So I'm gonna pass the permission right here. So permissions, okay, is gonna be equal to permissions right here. Okay, so right now we're gonna pass the permission, and inside the edit member, make sure I use it as a prop right here. Permission, this one is going to be I permission. Okay, so then we're going to pass this permission based on each information to each of the let's say edit form right here. Okay, so for this one we're going to pass this one let's say for the basic form, and then we're going to pass all of the information inside here. So for that, I'm going to pass the permission maybe inside here once again. This is a prop trailing, and I know it. This is going to be I permissions. For edit right here, we need to pass its permission as well. permission is going to be equal to permission that we have. So right now, let's go inside init form. So each of this one, for the basic info, I'm going to pass the whole permission as well. Or we can pass only the information that needed for the info. So right now, I think it would be nice to pass a whole permission itself. So permission, and then for this one, we're going to pass everything we have right here. Okay. So this one, maybe we could do like a Shadcn and pass the global and things like that. But I think like maybe, yeah, we can update this one later. But for now, we can just do something like this. And then for the permission, I'm going to come back here. So for this one, we are going to have the permission, which is permission. And this is going to be the type of it, the permission right here. So right now, I'm going to copy and paste this one. And then let's go into this one, make sure that everything is working correctly for this one, everything. Not this one, so advanced form, the same thing as well. We're gonna paste everything. All right, so right now we need to import each of this one inside in each component. So it's gonna be I permissions right here, and then this one as well, I permission as well. Oops, this one. Okay, so right now we have this one. I hit save, so everything is working as expected. So let's start with basic. So right now, where do we get this one? So when we have this permission right here, so we need to replace with the default. So permission dot member and then dot name right here. So this is the default value. So if we going back right now, if we try to edit this one, so we can see we have the display name that fill in already, and then we can do the same things for the account and everything's right here. So for that, let's go into the account. This one, for we're gonna have only the permissions dot email dot emails only dot member. Oh, I think I see. So right now, I think one thing that I miss when we create a user, we need to create an email for them as well, so we can store the email, and then later on we can use it to change their email address as well. I see, but I think as for now, maybe we can skip this one. We can use this one as an empty, or we can come back and change this one right here. So let's go into the member, and the member field right here, we can add the email of the user. All right, so we can have an email field, which is going to be text, and this one is not well, this one is first of all, it's going to be now nullable. And let's go into text right here and hit save. And I'm gonna fill this one. So this one is gonna be admin@gmail.com. Okay. And later on we can edit this one into not nullable. Okay, let's hit save this one. All right, so this is the email. So when we create, we wanted to add this one to the column as well. So for that, I'm gonna do like the permission right here. Dot email. Okay. So we need this email of the user that we have. And so for that, let's go into the type of this one. Let's go index type, and then we're going to have the member. And the member is going to have an email / string as well. Okay. So this is not going to be dot member dot email. Okay. All right. So right now, if I'm going to go back inside here, if I go to edit and then go to account, I can see that this one is auto import for me, which is really nice. So password we do not have. So right now, if the user want to update the password, so we can do right here. And for the advanced right here, we can update this one as well. Let's go to the advanced one more time. One more things is going to be advanced. So it's going to be permissions dot role. And then this one is going to be the permissions dot status. Great. All right, so right now, if I close this one again, if I try to edit and go to advanced, so you can see that this is auto import for me. They know which information that I have. And for the account right here, we need to update for the create as well. So going here, and for the create, and let's do where we insert into the member table. This is permission and member result, right? So this is member, and then we need to pass one field. It's going to be email, because we wanted to save this one as well. Email, and this one is going to be the data dot email. All right, great. Make sure that this works. So right now, am I an admin? Okay, so I'm going to create another one. It's going to be user1@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we have user1 user role right here. Let's submit. Great. So let's try to edit. So basic, we have user1 account, we have this one. Nice. And then we have this one. Okay, great. So right now we fill in this information. Let's actually do the function to update all of those form right here. So let's do that. So the first thing first that we're gonna do is gonna be update user basics by ID. So we need to have like an ID of them, and then for the basic information, so we're gonna have like a data for it. So it depends on the field that you have for the basic info. So and so for this one, we're gonna call this one inside the create form. Wait, why there's a create form right here? I see. So this one we do not need this one. And let's do into the basic form. Okay, so the basic form will be called from here. So I'm gonna call this one update member basics by ID, and then we're gonna pass data to it. And let's do the type of this one. So we can just copy and come back here and give the type of this one right here. And for this one, we need to pass an ID as well, right? So for an ID of this one, it's gonna be permission dot let's say member, but maybe we can do permission dot member ID right here. Great. So for this one, we're gonna call this one right here, and then let's go back inside this one right here. We can do the update function right here. So we're gonna have fun Supabase is gonna be equal to create Supabase client, and this one we need to do the await. So for this one, we're gonna do Supabase dot from member, and then we're gonna do dot updates. The value that we want is gonna be the data that we have, so which is gonna be the name right here, and then we're gonna do dot equal, which is going to be the ID that we have right here. So we're gonna update the member with the ID of this one, and then let's do the await, and then we can return the result back. Okay, we can have a result, and then we can return JSON dot stringify result right here. I think we should, I missed the T. Let's add the T right here. Okay, so right now we have this one. Let's go back into the basic form that we call this one. Let's do the use the transition and do some pending inside this one as well. So let's do use transition, and then this one is going to be equal to is pending, and then we're going to do another one is going to be start transitions, and then so we can start transition in here. So start transition, and then we inside here we're going to do updates basic info. We can cut this one. Now we're going to do an async, and then we can do a wait. We can access the result, which is an error, or we have something right here. And in order to do that, we need to pass this one first. I'm gonna do JSON pass, and then we're gonna have this one. Okay, so we're gonna do the toss right here. I'm gonna cut this one. If an error dot message, if an error dot message, and so we're going to do let's say fail to create and fail to update, and then so then we can have the error message right here. Okay, error message, which is gonna be this one L. We're gonna do very simple, and this one is gonna be successfully update. Successfully update, and there you go. All right, so right now this should work, and let's actually test it. So for the user one right here, I'm going to update this username to user one updated, and let's try to update this one. We do successfully update, and okay, right now it's real weird why it's not update. I see. So the reason that we have this one is, so wait, let's actually see. So we call this one, and then let's look at our table. This one is not being updated at all. I think we do not do any policy to it yet, so let's actually update the policy for this one. For the update, we're gonna update based on the ID as well. So for the update and then authentication, and then this one is gonna be true. So first we can update if the user is equal to the ID, and then this one is gonna be an ID or is admin. That is actually be able to update this one. It's gonna be auth.uid, and make sure you choose update right here and click on review and click on save. Let's see. Okay, I see, because of the name of this one that is wrong. So we can click save and update this one. Really nice. So all right, so right now it actually go back and try to update this one. Right now I'm an admin, so I'm actually going to update the user 1 to let's say update user 1. Okay, try to update, and we have updated, and we're going back. I think I forgot to revalidate the pass, but it's all right. So right now you can see we have this one. Nice. Let's going back here. For the update function, we're gonna do revalidate. The pass is gonna be the same thing that we're gonna do revalidate for this one. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this one and paste this one as well. And let's actually try to update my own information from admin1 to just only admin. And click on update, successfully update. If we close this one, so you can see it's this one. I try to update this one, just maybe just go back just to only user. Maybe try to add my name, it's okay. And update, successfully update. And if we close this one, so you can see we have, it's okay, great. So right now let's continue to work on update the advanced. This one is going to be really simple. For the advanced right here, we want to only an admin only to update this one. So we don't want the user to update, right? So for that table, it's going to be the permission table. And the permission table, let's go in here. And let's go in here, update, authenticated. We're going to do is admin. It's going to be auth.uid. And then we make sure this one to be true. And then we update this one. It's going to be update. Okay. Hit save. Very nice. And right now we can try to do the same things for the update this one. So I'm gonna copy this one. So this one, instead of the basic, this one is gonna be update member advanced by ID. And then we can call this one inside the advanced form. So, and then let's go on the submit right here. I think for this one, I can just copy and paste from the basic form, everything that we have here. Okay, copy this one. Let's go to advanced form, and we're gonna import a couple things. It's gonna be update advanced by ID, and then we're gonna have to copy this transition right here as well, which is gonna be this one right here. And then I need to use the transition import from here. Okay, so for the data that we have right here, I need to copy and paste this data. And then we can go back in here, and then we can change this data right over here. Okay, so right now, instead of the member, let's go into with the permission. And for the update data right here, we can just pass the data that we have. We can we can do the same thing. We can have the data. And then for the ID right here, it's not going to be permission, not user ID. It's going to be the permission ID. Okay, permissions underscore ID right here. Okay, great. So right now, if we going back inside the advanced form, instead of passing the member ID, it's going to be passing this ID right here. Okay, so right now we have this one, this should work. Let's go back here. Let's update this one to the role and to the admin, or status to be active. Advanced status to be resigned. Update, successfully update. If we going back here, we can see that this is resign. And for the admin, I can update this one to an admin as well. Very nice, an admin. But one thing is that right now I do not have the role of an admin inside the metadata. So I forgot one thing. I forgot to update this user metadata as well. So because when we create a user, if you look at the action, so when we create a user, we also create a user metadata to be an admin, right? So what I need to do for the update right here, I need to do this one. And let's go into the update advanced right here. I need to call to Supabase admin and then to update this one as well. All right. So for that, I'm going to do the same things for this one. So when we call an admin, we can do these things. So I'm doing here a little bit duplicate. If you do this on your own, you can try to update this later. Make sure that this one is a bit clean and things like that. Okay. Okay. Maybe I need to copy this one again. So from here, I'm going to do copy. And then let's go here. So this one, we can just check if the user is actually an admin role or not to be called to update. And then we can call the Supabase admin. And Supabase admin right here. And for this one, instead of this one, we're gonna do update user. Let's actually go and see and how to update that. So we're gonna do update user. What we're gonna do is update the user metadata. So this is what we want. So we pass an ID and then we think like here. So with that, I'm gonna copy this one. And then let's see what I do. Copy. Okay, I can just replace this one right here. Oops. Okay, so right now I replace this one, and then so we're gonna have the data. So this one is gonna be role, and we're gonna do data.role. Okay. So and then this one is gonna be the user ID. All right. So right now it seems like we need the user ID inside this function. Great. So okay, we do something this one. So right now we're gonna have like the update result that we have here. So we can check and then if we return this one as well. So update result, and then we can check if update. Let's say update result dot error dot message. So we can return JSON.stringify the update result. Okay, update result L. If it's not, oopsie, we can just call this one. Okay, right now we can do something like this. Okay, really nice. So right now, let's going back here and let's try to update this one again. So I'm going to try to update this one to admin and this one to active. Let's update this one. Data.role. Okay, I see. So because of the advanced right here, we need to pass one more. We need to pass the user ID as well. So right here, gonna be the permissions dot member ID. Okay. And actually try to edit this one again. Let's go advanced and an admin and then active update successfully. If we going back, we can see. Let's actually try to log in with the user right here. Okay. So if I go back inside the authenticate user, I have the user one right here. Okay. And try to log in this one if the user right now is an admin or not. So if I sign now, if I do a user one at gmail.com. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and login. Okay, invalid credential. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I got this one. I'm not sure why. Maybe the email that I passed is wrong. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I'm not sure why. All right, okay, so right now we have this user. So before, this user is just an this is a user. Right now he's an admin. So right now he can update and see this information, which is really nice. So right now, let's see if he can create. See, right now if he create the, let's say user2 at gmail.com, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then it's gonna be user2, role of user, active, submit. So you can see right now this user can be able to create as well, which is really nice. Okay, great. So right now we be able to update advanced and basic. So let's actually update the account. So for example, if the user want to change their email, or the user wanted to change the this one, the password and things like that. Okay, so let's do that. So for that, let's go to the advanced account and come back here. For this one, I'm gonna delete and then try to copy and paste everything that we have here. Control C, and let's go to advanced account. And then let's do, I think we need to import a couple things, use transitions, which is needed for here. Use transition. And then for this one, it's going to be, instead of update member, let's go into this one. And same thing for this one. So I'm going to just copy and paste this function. And this one is going to be update account. Instead of the advanced, we're going to do update account by ID. Okay. Update account by ID. Let's go advanced. So this one is going to be update accounts by ID. Great. So for the data of this one, I'm going to just copy and paste this one. And then let's go into the create, update this one. And then we can, for the data, we can have this one. And then we need only the user ID only. Great. So right now we can delete this function from the update right here. And then for this one, we can just comment it for now. So let's go back into account. Let's fix some of the things that we have here. This one, we can remove this one. Okay, let's see. I see. Maybe we got some error. So maybe, all right, so I think we can keep it as it is. For now, maybe we can just comment this one for now as well. We need to fix some things first. So as you can see for this type right here, I can see that the password is undefined, which is not great. Oh yeah, because sometimes they just want to update an email. Sometimes they just want to update an email and password as well. So that's why it's okay to not pass an email. That's why it's okay to not pass an email password or confirm password. All right, so I think this is great then. So we can uncomment this one. Oops, not this one. All right, so right now we can do this. We pass a member ID. We go back in here. We have the user ID. And then we check this one. So instead of this one, we can update an email. If this want to update an email, so it's going to be data.email. And yeah, so we can have like a update objects. So can update object is going to be equal to this one. And then we can check if data dot password. So if there's a data dot password, what we're gonna do is we're gonna update this one as well. So update this one is going to be the password is gonna be equal to data dot password. Okay. And all right, so right now we're gonna have this data object. So for this one, we can pass this one right here. All right, so for this one, an email and string, and then I'm not sure why passwords. So maybe for this one, we can do like as a type of this one right here. And then for the confirm right here, we can do just gone right here. Okay, so right now we fix this TypeScript error, and then we have the update result, and then we can just return JSON.stringify of the update result right here. Great. All right, so hopefully if this going well, I can update my name, my email right here. Instead of the user one, I can go with sokeng@gmail.com. And so let's do, let's check again before this one. So when we update this one, let's say if I want to update an email, I can just do this one, okay, which is nice. Okay, let's try this one. Right now, I can just click on update. So update successfully, which is really nice. And if I go back again, if I go to my account, I can still see this one. Ah, I see. So the reason that we have this one is because we just update inside the auth table only, but we need to update from the permission from the member table as well, right? So for that, I'm gonna go and copy this one. And then let's go inside here, below this one. So we can check. I think this one is the same thing for this one. So we can just copy and paste this one. So maybe I can just copy this one. And then this one is going to be update.result. If there's an error, we're going to return that. This is update result. If it's not, we can call this one, and this one is going to be update. It's going to be email of the user. Email is going to be the data.email as well. And we have member, and then refresh this one. Okay, this is really nice. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be Gmail, and then let's do update. Okay, so right now we update successfully, and then let's actually go back inside here. And as you can see, we have this user right here, Shadcn at email.com. I think for this email it still exists. I'm not sure why, but it's all right. So oh yeah, I think that's wrong before. So right now we have this one, so we can use this user to log in. And I think I misspelled this one. Let's actually update one more time. So update Shadcn at gmail.com and update. So we have this one. Let's going back, so you can see we have this user right here, which is really nice. Nice. So right now, let's do sign out, and let's actually log in with the user with this one, and password 123456. And log in and go to member, which is okay. I am still an admin. So right now, let's actually test for the user 2 right here. User 2 at gmail.com 123456, and let's log in. And if you go into navigate to member, which is only this role only. If I can only update my name only. So let's say I'm gonna update my name to I am let's say Madara. Okay, and then the update, and if we close, we can see that this right now is Madara. And if we sign out, let's go into the admin account instead, and then log in. So we can be able to see Madara right here. Let's actually change Madara email right here to something that instead of user 2, let's go into Madara. Okay, Madara at gmail.com. And then actually change his password as well. So password, I'm gonna change okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and let's update. Okay, right now Madara at gmail.com, we plus this one as well. So right now Madara is gonna change his email is gonna change. Let's actually try to change log out again. So it's going to be madara at gmail.com, and the password is not 1236. It's going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I try to do this one, it's invalid credential, which is we just changed. And let's go to 7. Right now it's logged in, and as you can see, I am Madara. Okay, all right, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. So don't forget to leave a comment if you have any doubt, or go to Discord, and then we can ask and chat and talk more about this topic. And don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me. And don't forget to share to your friend, and let's use this as a base to build more something better. All right, so see you in the next video.